cholesterol is a very important molecule in your body. We cannot function properly if we don't have cholesterol available for the cells. So much so that if you don't eat cholesterol, your body can make it. So we have the biochemical machinery that allows our body to make cholesterol. And we learned that the process for that is called endogenous cholesterol production. And the summary of this chain of reactions is what we see in this slide. So your body uses glucose, fatty acids, and amino acids as substrate to make cholesterol. We also learned that the first reaction is to convert these molecules into acetyl-CoA. Now, once it's into acetyl-CoA, through a series of reactions, it produces a molecule called HMG-CoA. And we learned that HMG-CoA is converted into mevalonate. This step is regulated by an enzyme called HMG-CoA reductase. And we learned that this is a rate-limiting step because this enzyme controls the flow of this pathway, or how accelerated or decelerated this process is. So now HMG-CoA is converted into mevalonate, and then through a series of reactions, it's squalene, and then another set of reactions, it becomes cholesterol. We learned that cholesterol, once it's produced, and if it reaches a certain amount that is sufficient in the cell, it actually inhibits this pathway. So cholesterol serves as a signal to tell the cell, look, there is enough cholesterol, the cell shuts down the production. And it does so by suppressing the activity of HMG-CoA reductase. So this way, the cells can turn on and turn off the production of cholesterol. The same way that if you have enough cholesterol, it suppresses. But if you don't have enough cholesterol because you used up for other purposes, now cholesterol goes down, or concentration of cholesterol reduces. It removes the brake on the enzyme, so the enzyme now, activity of the enzyme is increased. So this way, you can turn on and turn off, turn on and turn off. And in a normal person, we expect, or is expected, that this mechanism or this biochemical pathway, it functions on a day-to-day basis. If you need more cholesterol, you produce more. If you need less, you produce less. So it's self-regulatory, right? So we also learned that even though every cell in your body pretty much has a capacity to make cholesterol, the liver is an organ that is very important because it produces probably the majority of the cholesterol that you have in your body, and it's approximately 800 to 1,500 milligrams per day. So there is a big amount of cholesterol that is produced. Interesting, because this cholesterol is used, or important, to produce bile. So liver uses cholesterol as a substrate to make bile. And bile is something that you need to produce constantly, because if you eat 3 times a day, there are 3 times in a day that you're going to have to release bile to deal with the food that you are eating. If you eat more, you release even more. So that turnover of bile is important. So that's why liver is an important organ in terms of producing cholesterol. Okay? The other important thing that we need to keep in mind is that cholesterol, we have the means to make cholesterol. We can use cholesterol to make hormones, to make vitamin D, convert cholesterol into other molecules, but the structure of cholesterol is preserved. You may add on stuff to make other things, but the structure of cholesterol is there. What do I mean by this? We can make it, but we don't have a pathway to actually break down cholesterol, because you don't have a way that you cannot oxidize cholesterol and get energy out of it. You do this with fatty acids, but you don't do this with cholesterol. So cholesterol is an important molecule, so we produce it, but we don't have a pathway that breaks it down to undo it or to degrade cholesterol. So how does the body actually regulate the amount of cholesterol? So how do we deal with cholesterol? How do we eliminate cholesterol if you have to? It's through bile. So remember, bile essentially made up of that cholesterol. And it can be cholesterol made by the liver, or it can be cholesterol that comes from the circulation, because your liver receives fat from the circulation. So it can either take cholesterol that is circulating in your blood, or can make its own cholesterol and produce bile. Now, this called enterohepatic circulation is where this cholesterol or this bile is going to either exit your body or it's going to be recycled. So the enterohepatic circulation is a process that your body has to reabsorb or recycle cholesterol and bile. So how does that work? So bile is released or is sent to the gallbladder. The gallbladder releases bile into the small intestine. So what's the composition of bile? Some of it is free cholesterol, some of the cholesterol that is there, and also bile salts. Remember, bile salts and bile acids associated with those other molecules, with salts or some amino acids, and make them bile salts and bile acids. Now, once they do their job, especially bile salts, they go on because most of this digestive process takes place in the duodenum, but then it moves on to the jejunum and ileum. In that stretch of the final portion of your small intestine, there is reabsorption. 50% of the free cholesterol is reabsorbed and goes back to the liver. The remaining 50% free cholesterol goes out in your feces. So you poop it out. Now, the bile salts, those are 97% reabsorbed and go back to the liver. Because imagine, if you were to produce all the time, the amount of cholesterol you would require would be tremendous. So what your body does is that it recycles most of it. You still eliminate 3% of the bile acids or bile salts that you release there, goes out in your feces. But the bulk of it, you get back and you put it back in the liver. So that's an important recycling mechanism. And that's called enterohepatic circulation because it's between your gut and your liver. That's where this circulatory mechanism takes place, or this recycling mechanism takes place. Yeah.
Did you say this circulation is the last step or the last stretch of the small intestine?
Yeah, because when you release bile, it works as an emulsifier in the small intestine. And the first portion of the small intestine is the duodenum, where basically all this takes place. Now, once the content of the gut moves on, it's going to move on to the other portions of the small intestine first, which is the jejunum and the ileum. With me? So that's where the reabsorption occurs. This is where the enterohepatic circulation comes into play. You reabsorb after it passes through the duodenum. Make sense? Because that's where the emulsification is required. After that, you are going to have very little absorption of other nutrients. So what you do is you recycle back some of the cholesterol, half of the free cholesterol that you had there, and 97% of the bile salts and bile acids. So this way your body can be always ready to take up or to release, to maintain a production or a supply of bile for the digestive process. All right? So this is called enterohepatic circulation. Another important thing. Remember, we spoke that the endogenous cholesterol production in cell, there's that enzyme HMG-CoA reductase. So we said that one way for you to, and usually the pharmaceutical industry uses it, is to suppress cholesterol or to lower your cholesterol levels, and they inhibit the enzyme. It's a pharmacological way of doing that. So statins do that. So that's one type of medication that you can use for cholesterol lowering. The other option that they also use is another drug that binds bile salts in the gut. So you take a pill. It's called cholesterol sequestrant. What it does is it binds to cholesterol, sequesters it, doesn't let it to be reabsorbed through the enterohepatic circulation. So if you don't let it be reabsorbed, more of this will come out in the feces. Now, if you eliminate more, you're going to have to make more bile. How do you make more bile? You're going to have to make either more cholesterol itself, or you can take more cholesterol from the circulation. So the idea is that if you eliminate more, you're going to have to use more of the cholesterol, so you're going to lower the amount of cholesterol in the circulation. Now, the efficacy of these drugs is not very good. Why not? In terms of reducing cholesterol. Because if you remove more cholesterol, your body produces more. So remember that pathway that we just discussed. So it's self-regulatory. If you're using more, eliminating more, you're going to make more. So in the end of the day, the efficacy is not the best. That's why the drug that is more often used is the drug that actually inhibits the production of cholesterol, because then you go straight to the origin of it.